Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today we're going to make blueberry crumble cake. So the ingredients for the actual cake are, you're going to need 2 cups of sifted cake flour. I like cake flour, you can use all purpose, but cake flour to me makes a more tender cake. You need 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of blueberries, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half of a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a half a cup of milk, and 4 tablespoons of softened butter. Okay. Then for your crumble topping, you're gonna need 4 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of brown sugar, 1/3 of a cup of flour, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So the first step that I like to do is to go ahead and make my crumble topping, because I've got to put it in my pan. And as you can see, I've already got my pan ready with flour and shortening so that my crumble cake will come out whenever I'm done with it. So you want to just combine your sugar and your brown sugar and your butter together until it starts to get mixed together. And then you can go ahead and add your cinnamon and flour to it. And mix that all together like so. I have already preheated my oven to 375 degrees. And so it's ready whenever I get everything put together. And this cake is not hard to make. It's pretty simple and it tastes really good when you get done. All right. So just mix these up real good. If you don't have one of these crumblers, you can use a fork or you can use a food processor or something, but I just like using this when I'm making my streusel toppings. It's just easy to do it. Just takes a minute or 2. All right. So that part's done. That was quick and easy. Just get all my parts in the bowl. So now what I want to do is I'm going to sprinkle it around in the bottom of my prepared dish like so. Like this. So that it'll all be on the top and baked when we get done. And then I'm gonna save the rest and I'm gonna put it on the other side, on the top of the batter once I get it all done. Okay, so next step is to prepare my batter. Now, what I like to do is go ahead and put my butter and my sugar together, and you want to cream that together. So go ahead and cream that together, and then you're going to need 1 large egg also. We'll add into it. So now that I've got that combined, I want to add my egg. One egg going in. All right, mix that in. So. Nice and fluffy. Now what I'm going to do is mix all my regular dry ingredients together. So I'm going to put my baking powder and my salt in with my flour and stir that up pretty good and get that mixed all in together. Just gently fold it through. It'll get mixed in when you beat it in. All right. Now what you want to do is add like 1/3 of the flour mixture, so it's not exact, but just approximately. And then you're going to turn it on low and slowly add a little bit of your milk, like this. And you want to do that until you get all of your flour and milk mixture added in. So you want to do that like 3 times, just so you're not overwhelming it with too much at once. Keeping it light and fluffy as you're adding this all together. Just mix it in, mix it in. Like so. Last addition of flour and milk. You don't want to overbeat cake mixes of any kind. You just want to mix them until they're combined well. If you overmix that, you make the gluten stretchy, and that's when your cakes get tough. Now I'm going to put my vanilla in. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Like so. All right, now my cake batter is mixed. Good enough. So now what I want to do is add in my blueberries, and these you're not going to beat in because you don't want them getting tore up. You're going to fold these through. So I've already washed these. It's 2 cups of fresh blueberries. You just want to fold them through the batter like this, just until they're well mixed in. You don't want to beat them hard because you don't want to tear your blueberries up. You want them to stay whole in there. And that's it. They're all combined in. Good enough. So now we're going to spread them around over our crumble topping we have in our pan, just evenly. So I like to put a little bit on one side, and then I'll move over and put some on the other side. And I just keep working my way all the way around my pan like so, until I get all of my batter evenly placed into my pan like this. And then I want to make sure that I get as much in there as possible. So I'm going to use my bowl scraper, and then we'll even it all out. Like so. Alright. Now I'll spread it around until it's nice and even in there. Alright, that looks good. Now, the next step is to finish putting our crumb topping on there. So it'll have a little bit of that sweet brown sugary crumb topping on the top and bottom of our blueberry crumble ring. And then you can always put a glaze on there if you want to, but I think it's plenty sweet enough like this. You don't want to overdo it. So then spread your crumble topping around on there as evenly as you can get it, like so. All right, now we're ready to go into our oven that's already preheated to 375 degrees. So we're going to put it in 375 on the middle rack, and then we'll set the timer for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we'll check it, see if the toothpick comes out clean. If it does, we're ready. If not, we'll do 5-minute increments until it is. So we'll be back now. All right, y'all. Our blueberry crumble cake is all done. So it came out good, as you can see. My streusel topping kind of melted into the cakes and to make it nice and sweet. So let's cut a piece and see what we think. Look at all those blueberries. Looks good. Let's give it a try. That's perfect. If you like my video making homemade blueberry crumble cake, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, go watch my other videos, and we'll see y'all next time in Nene's Texas Kitchen.